Well, Mallory, today is the anniversary of the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. It was sudden and captured America's full attention concerning what had been a distant war in Europe and the Pacific. In depth tonight, Brian Mastre talks with one of the few Pearl Harbor survivors who are still alive in Nebraska.
It was just floating around in the water, so I picked it up and threw it in my pocket.
For decades, Ed Guthrie carried this $5 bill in his wallet to remember what happened 74 years ago.
I was just sitting up on deck reading a comic book.
December 7th, 1941.
A date which will live in infamy.
The 23-year-old sailor from Omaha watched from the deck of the USS Whitney, a repair ship docked at Pearl Harbor, as Japanese planes launched a surprise attack.
Our ship never got hit. It was about approximately about a mile from the Arizona.
The USS Arizona sank, as did 3 other battleships. More than 2,400 troops were killed, more than 1,000 injured. After this, the United States officially entered World War II.
Right after it happened, why there was people floating around the water, and some of them dead, some of them weren't. We hadn't seen our ship for 3 days. We was picking up bodies, taking them to hospital ship, whatever they needed while we was doing it.
There aren't many Pearl Harbor survivors left. Ed Guthrie, an electrician's mate, wants to make sure we don't forget that day.
One Japanese pilot with a torpedo underneath, you could see the big torpedo, he came right by our ship. He waved at me, so I waved back at it, and one of the guys says, "Well, what did you do that for?" I says, "Hey, buddy, if I can talk to him and he can go by the next ship, why, at least he won't stop at ours, you know."
Last year, on the anniversary of Pearl Harbor, Ed Guthrie didn't go to Hawaii. He went to Texas. Every year, season ticket holders give up their Dallas Mavericks courtside seats to honor wounded warriors for one game. They also offered up tickets to a Pearl Harbor survivor and honored Guthrie on the big screen.
I think it happened so long ago that people just kind of let it phase out until the day comes when they have Pearl Harbor Day. It could happen any time. Look what's happening now, you know. Just like that shooting out there in the West Coast. Stuff like that, you know.
Next year, the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor will be commemorated. Ed Guthrie, who would be 98 then, wants to be there with his family. In Omaha with photographer Jim Hinchik, I'm Brian Mastre reporting, WWT6 News.
And we thank Ed for his service. After Pearl Harbor, he served in the Western Pacific and witnessed the first atomic bomb tests.